Hola para todos, bienvenidos a mi cocina otra vez. En este episodio vamos a hablar en español todo el tiempo. No, I'm not. I'm going to speak in English now, but I did want to do an intro in Spanish and I'm wearing my Spanish shirt again, because I am going to continue with the Spanish theme from earlier in the week when we did the carne asada video. I'm going to continue and make a dessert that is Spanish inspired, because I thought it would be really fun. You know, if you're having a taco night or a Spanish kind of themed meal, that it would be great to top it off with a Spanish finish. So we are going to make churros, they originated in Spain actually and made their way to Latin American countries and then also Mexico. And I love churros and they are so easy to make. So before we start with the recipe, we have to get some oil heating up because it takes a while to heat the oil to a good temperature for frying. So I have about 1.5 inches worth of oil in kind of a wide but low, shallow pot. Let me show you it, because then we'll see what I'm talking about. So I have a low one like this, and it's got about 1.5 inches of oil heating up in it. I don't have a thermometer to measure the temperature of the oil, but since it has to be pretty darn hot, I'm just gonna get it going and let it go for a while. Then we take a small pot and we add the following. 1 cup of water. This actually reminds me a little bit of when I do cream puffs, because we're going to add water and 1/2 stick of butter into the water. And although cream puffs doesn't require sugar, for churros we're going to take just a nice heaping tablespoon. I like to do a little extra. Heaping tablespoon and 1/2 of sugar. And then we take the pot and we're just going to heat it up until the butter melts. Do you want to come over and see? Let's go. Just want you to know I cleaned the stove for you today. It's nice and shiny. Anyway, we'll get this going, and as soon as it comes to a boil, just like the cream puffs, we add in a cup of flour. So it's very inspired by cream puffs. I'm going to say it's really, that's why I really related to it. The minute I saw the recipe, I was like, oh, I got this. I know how to do this kind of thing. All right, so we've got our butter melted, and it's just starting to come to a boil. So I take a nice cup of flour, and I gently let it all drop in. Let me see if I can do that a little nicer. Okay, as soon as it's in there, I turn off the heat and then I begin to stir until it comes away from the sides. Same way that I did my cream puffs back in the previous episode. Okay, now I'm going to pour it into my bowl. Now we take 1 egg, which I have ready here, crack it. I'll be safe and crack it into the bowl. I'm sure my mom will be very happy about that. She doesn't like when I crack directly in to the mixing bowl. Right, Mother? And now I'm going to take my mixer. I probably could do this by hand, but I think it'll be quicker with a mixer. I'm going to get this nicely blended until it's creamy. And it takes a couple of minutes for that to happen, because the egg, at first the mixture is slimy, and you just got to let it go until it's holding together a little bit better. So it is nice and kind of thick now. Let me take it up there to show you. All right, so we have a nice sticky dough, and literally that is it. All we have to do now is get this into the oil in that nice pretty shape. And so there's a couple of ways you can do it. One is using these kind of pastry bags with this little, I don't know what you call this, that thing that goes on the end. But I have, and I really like, I've had it for a long time, a Pampered Chef accent decorator. So this thing is just, my God, it does everything. So it helps to decorate cakes, because you can put the icing in here and then you can pump out different designs. Oh my God, I can't. I'm like losing it. It comes with all these ends, and you stick them on the end, and let's pick one. So we're going to take the fattest one that is going to give us the nice churro shape. And I'm going to open this up. This is the fun part. I pull down the trigger, and I'm going to load it with the dough. So I'm going to pump it in here. I am literally crazy. Okay, so we load this up to the tippity top. So Me and my sisters used to say when we were little, right to the tippity top. Then we put our top on it. And then we put, oh, and I screw this thing on it. And then we have a nice loaded accent decorator. Now, hopefully our oil is hot enough over here. I've had it going for a little while. So what I'm going to do is drip a little thing of water in it and see if it pops. And then I think we're going to go with it. All right, here we go. Okay. Ah! I'd say we're ready. That seems hot enough to me. The way this thing works is you can use this trigger, but the dough is very thick. So I'm actually just going to push it down like this and let it squirt out. Let's see if it's going to come out. Okay, yeah, that's going to work. And then I'm going to squirt it in there for about, let's see, I don't know, 5 inches or so. And then I'm going to, with the other hand, hopefully carefully just slice it off with a knife so that it's important to have a nice clean edge on the ends, because you'll see how they look in the end. And I'll do 1 or 2 with my finger to show you the difference, but the clean edge cut is key. So we're gonna right into the dough and then cut. And then we go right into the oh sorry, the oil, not the dough. And then we just make a cut. Ah, it gets hot above that. All right, so I'm gonna do a couple more. So I've got a plate prepared with paper towel to drain. I've got a little clippers, and wow, they are already, woo. Okay, you can see they're already brown, so I'm gonna take them off quick. This is going fast. 1, woo, 2. All right. Now come with me for a second because I want to show you the last step. You have to do it in steps. So here we go. So now we're over here and I've got a cinnamon sugar mixture prepared so that I just take them and I drop them right. I guess a bigger bowl would have been a good idea. Anyway, all right. Well, anyway, you get the idea. So we drop them in here and then we place them back. And you just roll them in the cinnamon sugar. You want to do this part when they're hot because that way the cinnamon sugar sticks. Okay, so that's how easy it is. The thing is, you've got to move quickly, and my oil was probably borderline too hot, I think, because they cooked really fast. I'm just going to lower the heat on that a little bit. That's the thing where, you know, an oil thermometer would come in handy because it has to be, I think, around 360 degrees, the oil, and I have no idea what it is. So I'm hoping for a lucky guess that it's about right. But these look kind of cute. Look at that. See? We'll do another round. But once they're done, a nice way to serve churros is just to put them in a little kind of thing like this. Whoop. Let me get some. That's why it's nice to have some fun-shaped ones that kind of come around the sides like that. I'm crazy. Look at that. And then let's do one more batch, and then I'll show you the finishing touch on this. Here we go. Come back to the stove with me. Isn't this fun? It really is. This is a fun recipe. All right, here we go. I've got my shooter. I'm going to do these with my finger because it'll be faster. Here we go. So I'm going to just cut it off like that. All right, so that was quicker, and now I can move them around and separate them. It's better, maybe it's better to work with your finger, so it's faster. Here we go. All right. They look cute. Let me get my dish. On this round, I might actually put some cinnamon sugar on the paper towel and just sprinkle it on there, so when I first place them, some of it sticks right away. All right, let's take these out quick. Okay. Now let's come over here and dip them. We're going to roll them around. Okay, those look really nice, and they were much less well done, so I think that is a quicker way to operate. Now we'll put them in here. One. The last step for serving churros is usually to have some caramel or chocolate to dip them in. So I have a bowl of milk chocolate chips that I'm going to melt to do my dipping, and I wanted to mention that they didn't have any Nestle's chocolate chips at the store last time, so I got this brand, which is Signature Select, and I think it's like an Acme brand or a generic store brand, and they are a little bit smaller in size, which I like. They're not mini, but they're smaller, and they're very, very tasty. So I was surprised to find that, you know, the quality of these chips is fantastic. So if you see these, get them. They're good, and I think they're cheaper. All right, little shout out to Signature. Anyway, so let's melt up this chocolate so I can show you the little dip, and maybe I'll taste one. One thing we know from a previous episode with the cake pops is not to overheat the chocolate. So I've got it to a nice creamy consistency. And now I will try one. Oh, this looks amazing. Okay, here we go. Yummy. Sabroso. Gracias, mothership. Boom. So there you have it. A nice Spanish-inspired dessert that was so easy that I didn't even have time to make a TikTok. I might have to make one for the end. Anyway, go over to the YouTube channel if you want to see the amounts, and you can like and subscribe. Gracias por eso, and adios. Mwah.